In the blistering heat of the desert sun, where the horizon stretches endlessly and the sand seems to swallow all sound, 7 true tales of horror have unfolded, each one more chilling than the last. These are stories of isolation, fear, and the unforgiving silence of the desert night, where sometimes the most dangerous creatures are not the wild beasts, but the shadows that lurk just beyond the firelight. Our first story begins in a quiet desert town, far from the bustling cities, where life moves slowly and neighbors greet one another warmly. A young woman named Sarah moved here seeking peace, bringing with her only a few belongings and a hopeful heart. At first, the desert's stillness was soothing, almost like a balm to her weary soul. But that calm was shattered one evening when she ordered a late-night pizza. The doorbell rang, but through the peephole she saw a man standing there, his face obscured by the dim porch light, features blurred by a dusty hood. She hesitated, telling herself it was just the delivery guy, but something felt wrong, a subtle distortion in his posture, the 2 still hands holding a pizza box that seemed heavier than it should. When he spoke, his voice was a low rasp, barely human. She locked the door and called her parents, her voice trembling as she described the figure retreating into the shadows just beyond her home. The warmth she used to feel had been replaced with cold dread. The second tale takes place miles away, deep in an isolated desert cabin. A group of friends had gathered for a weekend getaway, craving escape and adventure. But as twilight fell, one of them noticed strange footprints leading away from the cabin, too large and too defined to belong to any animal native to the region. What's worse, those prints seemed to circle back stealthily, forming an unsettling pattern. Night brought uneasy silence pierced only by the occasional crackle of the fire, and an eerie sense that they were not alone. One of the friends, Alex, swore he saw a figure standing just beyond the glare of their flashlight, watching them with eyes that reflected the flames, glowing with an unnatural intensity. When they looked again, he was gone, but the sense of being hunted remained. They fled at dawn, the desert air cool, but their skins still crawling with the memory of unseen eyes. Our third story is more personal, a tale of a young boy named Ethan who lived with his family on the outskirts of a small desert town. Free to roam, Ethan enjoyed the feeling of independence the desolate landscape offered. But one summer night, as he played outside under the stars, he noticed a man slowly appearing on the horizon. The stranger walked with an unnatural calm, his silhouette thin and elongated, cast grotesquely by the moonlight. Concerned, Ethan ran inside, but his parents dismissed his fears with a tired smile, not seeing the figure himself. That night, the boy lay awake, haunted by the sound of footsteps circling the house, scratching at the door, whispers almost too faint to comprehend. The next morning, the front yard bore strange marks, like claws gouged into the dirt and sand, as if an animal had been trapped all night. Number 4 brings a tale of desperation. A man stranded after his Jeep broke down on a deserted highway tried to find help. Hours stretched painfully as shadows lengthened, and the sting of isolation became unbearable. Then suddenly, a vehicle approached, a rusted truck barreling down like a dark omen. The driver stopped, offering assistance, but the man noticed too late the vehicle was tattered with old symbols etched into the metal, a chilling language lost to most. Inside the truck, the air was thick with dust and something else, something foul. His instincts screamed at him to run, but the driver's grip was cold and iron-like. Only when he broke free under the scorching sun did he realize the nightmare was far from over. The driver's smile lingered like a curse in his mind. The fifth story reflects a woman's harrowing experience while hiking near a remote desert plateau. Expecting solitude, she instead found traces of a presence deeper and older than the landscape itself. Small cairns of stones arranged in disturbing patterns, half-buried bones that seemed too fresh to be ancient, and a constant sensation of being followed. She spoke aloud to keep her anxiety in check, but the voice that answered back was not hers, whispering her name, soft but urgent. Panic gripped her as the sun sank below the jagged horizon. Her frantic legs scrambled towards safety, but every shadow seemed alive, every sound another step behind or just out of sight. When she reached her car, the footprints around it told a story of a visitor waiting just for her. Our sixth tale involves an old prospector living alone in the desert for decades. He'd always been a bit strange, but when locals began reporting eerie howls echoing from his property after dark, superstition grew. One night, a group of teenagers dared to venture near his hut, flashlights bobbing nervously through the dry scrub. What they found was a shrine of bones and faded photographs pinned against the walls, remnants of a forgotten past soaked in blood. The prospector appeared suddenly, eyes wild and voice hoarse as he warned them to leave, or the desert will claim you too. They fled, carrying with them the unsettling knowledge that some secrets the sand buries are better left undisturbed. Finally, the seventh story comes from a family vacationing at a seaside desert town. They had rented a charming beach house near towering dunes, the perfect place to unwind. But on the third night, strange voices drifted in with the wind, hollow and echoing like distant cries. The youngest child woke screaming, locked in terror, claiming to see figures dancing just beyond the dunes under the pale moonlight. The parents dismissed it as dreams, but when morning came they found footprints in the sand, too large and too many to belong to their children. Each night thereafter, those phantom dancers return, their silhouettes weaving a horrifying dance that promise no one who enters the desert's embrace ever truly leaves. These 7 stories share more than just fear. They reveal the desert's dual nature, an unrelenting beauty intertwined with menace, where isolation can warp reality and shadows take on a life of their own. For those who dare tread these barren lands, the question is never if danger waits, but when it will strike, silent and unseen, lurking just beyond the veil of sun and sand.